Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Johnny Gingerseed's Garden. This week we've upgraded our format a little bit, and we'll have a few different pieces of the show, including some actual segments we'll try to do each week. But let's go ahead and get started. Crop report. So despite the hot weather that we've had here recently, the crops are looking really good. Everything looks amazing. Most of the things have bounced back from being transplanted, and everything's looking real good. Some of the new things here, we've got that new hydrangea that you see there that was transplanted from Tim and Larry's house, as well as some fresh starts of herbs and some spinach starts. But overall, we're looking really good out here. Johnny's happy with his garden, and the plants really have liked the heat. As long as you keep lots of water on them, they seem to stay pretty happy. All right, each week we're going to try to start to highlight a different plant and talk a little bit about it, caring for it, planting it, whatever it is that I might happen to know, which isn't a lot about anything. But one of the things I probably know the most about is roses. I learned how to take care of roses from my parents, my dad and my mom. My dad at one point had over 30 roses in his backyard, and I learned a lot by working with him on them. So here we go. So one of the first things we'll talk about is pruning. So pruning roses is very important, not only because they can get diseased and you can prune them to take off dead parts of their diseased plant, but also because it just promotes good growth. And so while the plant is actively growing and we're going to trim the roses, when we trim a rose, we're going to want to take and trim just above the first 5 leaf that you find on the stem, and that would be right here. And we just take right there, right above that, and just make a nice clean cut, just like that. So anytime you're taking roses off of a rose bush, take it right above the first 5 leaf, and that'll keep the plant nice and healthy for new growth, and it'll allow you to hopefully take the rose in to enjoy it. Now the other thing we want to talk about is a little bit of care for the plant when we're talking about things like disease and insects. There's a few different products that I use, and you can see this plant had some problems early on this year with bugs that were eating the back of the leaves. And there's a variety of ways to treat this, but I didn't get on it this year early enough, and clearly it damaged the plant some. But it's starting to rehab. You can see nice, good new growth on the top. So a few products here that I use. Rose and Flower Care. This is a granule mix that you put at the base of the rose every 6 to 9 weeks, and it's both a nutrient as well as fights against disease and bugs. The other thing we use a lot on roses is just plain soapy water. Soapy water works really good for aphids and other types of insects. It kind of works as a fungicide. And then lastly, we have a actual chemical rose and flower insect killer that's a little more potent. It also works well for aphids and other things, and we apply that via spray too. And so those are the few products that we use to take care of our roses. And then lastly, one of the things we have to watch out for is black spot. Black spot looks a little bit like what we can see right down here when we get these yellowing, this black and brown. It's a little bit of black spot. And to take care of that, typically all we want to do is just trim out the pieces of black spot that you see, or the branches that have the black spot on them, and get rid of them. And when you trim a rose like that, especially for black spot, you want to make sure and get rid of the cuttings, because some of the leftover cuttings are what can help cause help spread black spot. And so you want to make sure that you get rid of those at the end once you've done all your kind of maintenance. And the last little tip on roses is at the end of the growing season, you usually want to cut them back 2 or 3 feet off the ground, cut back any of the growth that may be a little bit newer, especially. And then again, you'll cut them back usually at President's Day. You'll cut them back again to about 2 or 3 feet off the ground, and just make sure that there's no really is what you want to eliminate is any of the new growth that has tried to start early, because it'll usually get diseased if it tries to come out too soon. So that's it for roses. Thanks.
Gabby.
Well, that's going to do it, folks, for this week. We've had some highlights of this week. We got the sprinklers in place, and I think we were able to keep everything surviving the intense heat weather we had. So have a good week.